Alright, first of all, welcome to the first video reviewing for the CIA, your first CIA, which is coming up on this Friday, September something. I don't keep track on time. So now, one of the most common mistakes that you may have, or I expect you to have on the CIA, will be completing the square. Therefore, that's the reason why I make this video in order to prevent that happen. First of all, let's talk about Miss Lorraine way to complete the square. Well, the requirement of this is this wonderful formula over here, which is if you have a function x squared plus bx, again, this number here is always going to be b over 2 of that square. With this in mind, you can come up with this formula right here. Vice versa, if you have x squared minus bx, you always have to add b over 2 of that square. And you can come up with this equation as x minus b of that square. So how does this work? So now let's do some example. Let's example 1 in this scenario right here. Let's suppose that we have a functions x squared plus 4x plus 1 in this scenario. Now they ask us to complete the square in this case. So for Miss Lorraine, the way she explained this is follow these couple steps here. Step number 1, move your constant. Constant term, actually. Now to move your constant term, in this case we have x squared plus 4x plus 1. Hopefully you can identify that your constant in this case, is 1. So in this question here, to move your constant, all you have to do is subtract 1 on both sides, which will give you x squared plus 4x equal to -1. Then step 2, you have to find your b over 2. Now to find b over 2, one of the most critical things you need to do, or you able to do, is identify your b. So now in this scenario here, our b is 4. Once you get that, you can find your b over 2. In this case, it will be 4 over 2, and you can simplify that immediately, which is 2. Then, step number 3. Add b over 2 square to both sides. Meaning that x squared plus 4x plus, since we found out that our b over 2 in this scenario is 2, therefore we add 2 squared, which should be equal to -1 in parentheses add 2 square. Again, if I move too fast, you can pause the video and make sure you understand each of the steps before you move on. Now finalize this. So you need to simplify. It's going to be x. Since this equation right here follow the formula up here, I'll give you some time so you can see that. Therefore, you can write it as x plus 2 squared. All of this equal to excuse me, 5, because 1, no, it's going to be equal to 3. Hopefully my math correct. This is completing the square. Now, most likely, when you do this step here, when you go higher for pursue higher education, some of the professor would say, "Well, that's not complete the square. You basically just move the constant around and play things or do trick with that." So now to finalize your answer, you have to move your constant back, which is going to be x plus 2 square minus 3 equal 0. This is the complete answer of that. Again, if you have any question, feel free to pause the video or send me an email. Then most likely when you have this question on your test, they will ask you to solve for x. So now to solve for x, all you have to do, I'm just going to start at x plus, let's see, start at x plus 2 squared equal 3. And the reason why I start at this one, because pretty much save me some time. So to solve for x, step 1, I want you to do will be square root both sides. The idea of this is to eliminate the square. So x plus 2, 3, you want to square root both sides. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. Square root of a square will be gone. Therefore, you only have x plus 2 equal to square root of 3. Then to solve for x, you can solve for x by subtracting 2. That will give you 2x equal to square root of 3 minus 2. This is the complete answer for that. And again, I repeat this again and again. If you have any question, feel free to email me at ery.trans@cms.k12.nc.edu. I mean .us, I think. I don't really. Alright, let's conclude the first one.